Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat and today we are doing more of our deck list event matches where we show off the deck list of the cards of the decks and then explain the cards, and then we go into a game where we show the decks against each other. So today I'm going to be on the left and I'm going to be playing Carrot. So Carrot is green, 5 life, 5,000 power, and active main once per turn. If you've got a Minx or a character, rest one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. So you want to have as many Minx in the deck as possible for that effect to activate. We're playing 5 of Carrot. We're playing 4 of the 5 cost Carrot, not 5 of it. 5 would be illegal. We play 5 of it if we could, but we can't. So 4 of the 5 cost 6k, 1k counter Carrot, who's on play and when attacking, up to one of your opponent's rested characters. The cost of 7 or less will not become active during the opponent's next refresh phase. We're playing 4 of Lawton Beppo, who is Minx as well as Supernova as well as Heart Pirates, because it's Beppo as well. And he's very, very cool. He's 10 cost 11k, and on play rest one of your opponent's characters, and that character will not become active in the opponent's next refresh phase. Then, if your opponent has 2 or more rested characters, your leader gains plus 2,000 power until the end of your opponent's next end phase. So that means that Carrot then goes to 7 for the entire turn. We're playing 4 of Nekomishi. He's just a 6-drop 7k, 2k counter, but he's also Minx, that's the important part. We're playing 4 of this Nekomishi, because of course he's a big old Grand Cat. He is a 5 cost 6k, 1k counter, and on play, if your opponent has, I believe it's 7 or more rested characters, or rested cards, not rested characters, he gains Rush. Now rested cards also includes your opponent's Dawn as well. We are playing 4 of Inuarashi, which is 5-drop 6k, 1k counter, and on play, if your leader is Minx, you select 2 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less, and those cards will not become active during the opponent's next refresh phase. We're then also playing 2 of Ryuma. Now Ryuma is not a Minx, but he's very, very powerful. He is on play and on KO. KO one of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 4 or less. And since this deck is resting everything, that basically means on play kill anything with a cost of 4 or less. We're playing 4 Pedro, who is a 4-drop 5k blocker, 1k counter, who's also Minx. And on KO, choose one of the following: rest one of your opponent's Dawn cards, or KO one of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 6 or less, which is very, very strong indeed. We're also playing 4 of the Promo Carrot, who's a 2 cost 2k counter, or a 2 cost 1k counter, 2k power blocker, but the important thing is she has the word Minx in her type. We're playing 4 of Milky, who you probably never want to summon, but she's a 2k counter, and she's Minx, so she's searchable and activates all other effects. And her effect is active main can rest this character. If your leader has Minx, the Minx type, set up to one of your Dawn cards as active. We're also playing 4 of this EBO2 Carrot, which is a 1-drop 2k counter, 0 power, but on play if you've got 3 or more Dawn cards on your field, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Zo, which is Zanisha, down here, add it to your hand, then place the rest in the bottom of the deck in any order, and then play up to 1 Zo from your hand. Now Zo, let's just look at this one next, is a 3 cost stage, which is active main. You may rest this stage if your leader has the Minx type to set one of your Dawn cards as active, and end of your turn, set up to one of your Minx type characters as active, which is very, very strong indeed. We're also playing 4 Electrical Luna, which is the only event in the deck. It's 3 cost, and main, all of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 7 or less will not become active during the opponent's next refresh phase. And then we're playing 4 of Wanda, which is a 1-drop 2k, 1k counter, and on play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck for up to 1 Minx card, other than herself. Add it to your hand, and then place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. So this is a very, very cool, very, very underrated little deck. And next up, we're going to be taking a look at Queen, which is again another very underrated deck. And here we are, we're now into the Queen deck. Now, Queen doesn't see an awful lot of play these days, but he's all the way from set OPO4. He is blue-yellow and 5,000 power. Dawn 1 when attacking. If you have a total of 4 or less cards in your life and hand, draw 1. But if you have a character with a cost of 8 or more in your field, you may add one card from the top of your deck to your life instead of drawing a card. So that is where the cool part comes in. We are playing 4 of the 9-cost Sanji because we're going to try and stack the top of our deck to call out something big. Of course, we need an 8-cost or higher, so that is why Sanji is really, really good. We're playing 4 of Yamato, which is 9-drop 9k. Oh, sorry, I didn't actually read what Sanji's effect is. He's on play, reveal 1 card from the top of your deck, and play 1 card to the cost of 9 or less other than Sanji, then place the rest in the bottom of your deck in any order. So we want something big on the field. We're playing 4 of Yamato, who is 9-drop 9k, on play KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost equal to or less than the total of you and your opponent's life cards. Then, if you have 1 or less life, add 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. We're playing 4 of the 8-cost 8k Luffy. You can see that we're playing a lot of secret rares in this deck. It's very, very expensive. He has Rush, and when attacking, you may trash 1 card from your hand, return up to 1 card to the cost of 4 or less to your hand, then give 1 rested Dawn to your character or leader for this turn, I suppose. So why that's really important is it lets you discard a card from your hand, which lowers the number of cards in your hand and life to activate Queen's effect, but also it also adds a rested Dawn and equips it to Queen, which allows you to activate Queen's effect because Queen needs 1 Dawn equipped when attacking in order to get off the effect. So this is really, really helpful. The next one is Bartholomew Kuma, which, well, it's one of the best cards in a while. It's 6-drop 7k, 1k counter. And on play, you may trash 1 card from your hand and add 1 card from the top of your deck to your life. And then this character gains +2 cost until the end of your opponent's turn, which means that Kuma goes up to 8 cost, which is very, very cool. That activates Queen as well because he is now an 8 cost in the field. And on opponent's turn on KO, add 1 card from the top of your deck to your life. So this is all about giving Queen additional life. Now we're playing 4 of the 5-cost 6k 1k counter Nami, who is a blocker, and on play, if your leader is multicolored, I believe. If your leader is multicolored, draw 3, then place 2 cards from your hand on the top or bottom of your deck in any order. Being able to put them on the top of the deck allows you to stack, which is really, really helpful for setting up following turns for things such as Sanji. We're then playing 2 of the 5-drop 6k 1k counter X-Drake, who is a blocker, who is on play. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and rearrange them and put them either on the top or bottom of your deck. We're playing 4 of the Doflamingo, which is a 3-cost blocker, which is on play. Look at top 5 again and rearrange them in whatever order you want, and then put them either on the top or bottom of your deck. We're playing 3 of the blocker Boa Hancock, who is Trigger. Play this card. We're playing 4 of the 3-cost Charlotte Brûlée, which again is Trigger. Play this card because blockers are absolutely essential to keeping you alive in this game. We're also playing 4 Capone Beggy, who is a 2k counter, and he's Trigger. Stop one of your opponent's characters or leaders from attacking this turn. We're playing 4 Duval, who's a 2-cost blocker, who is on play. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck and rearrange them and put them in the top or bottom in any order. And then we're playing 4 of the 2-cost Marshall D Teach, which you can place a card from your hand on top of your deck to give a rested Dawn to one of your leader or characters. Which is very, very cool because it means we can give the rested Dawn to Queen as well, but also puts whatever we want on top of the deck so that we can call it off of the Sanji. And then we're playing 4 of the 0-cost event for yellow, which is counter, make trash card from your hand, add up to one of your leader or characters gets plus 3,000 power during this battle, but also trigger, if you have 0 lives, you may add 1 card from the top of your deck to your life, then you trash a card from hand. So these are all really, really good at getting cards out of your hand so that you can have 4 or less cards between your hand and life so that you can activate Queen's effect. But also, it's all very, very defensive as well. That's why we're playing all the triggers, the trigger blockers and such, to play those cards so that you can really surprise your opponent, and it's also not wasting any cards in your hand. So with that out of the way, let's get the game underway. And we are now ready to start. I am going to be over here on the left playing Carrot. I, of course, the big old Grand Cat. I'm going to be against the Situation on the right, who is going to be playing Queen. And since the decks are in deck list order, we're going to have to give them a quick pile shuffle. And then we will get underway. I personally like to shuffle into piles of 7. It gives a nice varied outcome. If you do it into 6 or 8, it's an even number, which means that the cards will be more associated with each other, I suppose. And now let's roll the dice to determine who is going first. I got a 19. Oh, very high number. And Situation got a 12. So I think I will go first. I'm going to go first this time. Normally I like going second, but I think with this particular deck, I'm going to prefer going first, because I have a lot of 1 cost, 3 costs, and 5 costs that I can summon out earlier, rather than 2 costs, 4 costs, and 6 costs. Oh, let's see that Queen has lost his hair. There we are. Okay, so now let's check our opening hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I would keep this hand. It seems fine, completely fine, and I have 5 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we are. That is perfect. And it is me to start. So Dawn 1, the very nice gold Dawn for Carrot. And I am just going to pass.
Okay. Dawn. And flip a ton. And flip in a patch.
Okay. And draw for turn. And 2 Dawn, and I shall pay 1 Dawn for Carrot to look at the top 7 cards of my deck. And add a Zoe from among. Oh, that's way more than 7. My goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What I was going to do was just going to search the entire deck. No, there is no. There's no Zoe, and then place the rest in the bottom of the deck in any order. I will go for. This order. And then I get to play 1 Zoe from my hand. The Zoe has been activated. And what else do I want to do? Well, first of all, I will rest this to stand 1 of my Dawn. And let's attach 1 Dawn. And we will attack you direct for 6.
Sure.
And then I will pay 2 for a blocker and pass.
Okay.
All the carrots have entered the field now.
Dawn. Yeah, flip a ton.
Of course, Anisha allows me to stand 1 of my minks, but well, there's no need for that. We're already all suited.
Equip 2 Dawn here.
Mm-hmm.
And swing 7 here.
I will take this one. And no trigger.
Pity or blocker.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play check top 3 revenge. I want you.
Okay, and stunned. And draw. And to Don. We'll use Carrot's Effect to rest this 5 cost or less. And let's just go 2 to your block.
Yep.
Then we will go 6 to your leader.
7.
Then I will pay for a Pedro. And end of turn, I will stand this one and pass.
Fetch. Done. Done. And drop the done. Well done, Tila.
Mm-hmm.
Then check Tila.
I will take this one. I'll try.
And P5 for
Mm-hmm.
one play a bit more to draw 3 bottom deck 2. Top bottom deck 2. Bottom deck 2. Then on to you.
Okay, stunned. And draw. And 2 Don. Let's start by resting your Nami. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to pay 5 for Nekomishi, who on play, if one has 7 more rested characters, gains rush, which you do. You have 5 rested Don, 1 leader, and 1 Nami. We're going to use Zo to rest this to stand one of our Don. And let's go. Eight to your Nami blocker. That's 3 to guard.
Shower.
Okay. And then let's attach 1, and we'll go 6 to your Nami blocker. 1 to guard.
Shower.
Okay. And then let's go 5 to your leader.
Return.
Then at the end of my turn, I will stand one of my mix and then pass.
Fetch. Done. And drop the done. Let jump. Yeah. Put 2 on leader
Mm-hmm.
and go 7 leader.
I will block the guy.
Detach.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Snatch from hand
Mm-hmm.
to Nami.
And he gets both 2 cost.
Turn on to you.
Okay, stunned. Stunned, and stunned. And draw, and 2 Don. Interesting. So I'll pay 2 Don for a blocker carrot, and we'll use Zoe to rest and stand
Yep.
one of my Don. Let's use carrot skill to rest your Nami.
Yep.
We will go 8 to Nami. Okay. Then let's attach 3, and we will go 8 to your leader.
Check.
Mm-hmm. And let's attach 3 to Pedro, and we will go 8 to your leader.
Yeah, good blocker.
Okay, and then I will pass and stand Pedro at the end of my turn.
Done. And drop it down.
Mm-hmm.
11 meter.
I'll take this one.
Yep.
No trigger.
Then put back to my catch. So PC 4.
Mm-hmm.
Check top. 5 range. I'm doing that one.
Okay.
I want them to go.
Mm-hmm.
And build 8 meter.
I'm going to block with Pedro, and Pedro on KO.
Okay.
I can KO one of my opponent's rested character with cost of 6 or less. Come on.
And the 8 from my pet.
Only activates on the opponent's turn.
Yep, sorry. Okay then.
I know it's a really weird thing that if you KO Kuma on if Kuma is KO'd on your turn, that you don't get the effect of. It's only if he's KO'd on your opponent's turn. And draw for turn, and done, and oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh,
We're going to start by paying 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, we'll start by resting your Doflamingo.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. And then we'll pay 5 for a carrot. And carrot is on play, and when attacking, scale up to one of your opponent's characters. The cost of 7 less will not become active during the opponent's next refresh phase, which is this one. Then we're going to use Zoe to rest this to stand one of our Dawn. And I think at this point we just start declaring a couple of attacks and see what happens. So let's go 3 with Nekomushu, and let's go 9 to your leader.
Okay.
And then we will go 8 to your leader.
Yep. Up and left.
How much done? No.
Up and down.
And then at the end of the turn, I will stand this and then pass.
Fetch.
He doesn't stand
No,
because of carrot.
I forgot. Flip off that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's open then for Shanji.
Oh, nice. Nami.
I play draw
Draw 3,
3,
and then place 2 cards.
bottom deck 2.
On top or bottom of the deck?
Let's play and on top of deck.
Yep.
Wait. And then one down to leader
Mm-hmm.
and go such leader.
I will block for 7.
And then on to you.
Okay, then stunned. And draw. So first of all, we'll use Carrot Skill to rest Nami. Then we're going to pay 10 for Lon Beppo. And Lon Beppo on play is going to rest one of my opponent's characters, Sandri. And that character will not become active in your opponent's next refresh phase. Then, if the opponent has 2 or more rested characters, my leader gains plus 2,000 until the end of the opponent's next end phase, which means I go up to 7. We're going to rest Zunisha to stand one of my Dawn, and I think it's now just time to start declaring some attacks. So let's go 7 to your leader, which is 3 to guard. That is. Then let's attach 1 to Carrot. We'll go 7 to your leader, and your Nami won't stand during your next refresh phase.
Again.
Yep, that is. Then we'll go 6 to your leader.
Dead.
Oh my goodness, is that it? I really thought that you were going to be able to survive that one, and then I was thinking, well, I still have my blocker. I'm going to stand my. I'm going to stand Carrot. I wouldn't stand Nekomushu because Nekomushu isn't doing anything, but I felt quite confident considering I still had 2 left. It was a Zunesha and a Wanda. And there we are, folks. So that is going to be it for this little video. Lon Beppo really helped. I think we just got into the Sanji a little bit too late at the end. The point where you just had to equip 6 Dawn to Queen. I think that was where it was difficult, and also the fact that Pedro is able to KO Kuma on your own turn is quite a nasty little move, I think. But there we go. So that's going to be it for this little video, and I really hope you've all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so that you can see when more of these glorious little videos go out. And we shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.